Hello, my name is Gerardo Lopez and I'm the practice director at IT Convergence in Mexico. I joined ITC in 2007 as a manager, and when I joined, my first role was a project manager in an Oracle Release 12 rollout implementation, overviewing how the project runs. It was for 12 months working closely with the senior executives from both sides, client and ITC. So it gave me a very good idea of the ITC culture, which was tremendously focused on client satisfaction as a whole, meaning focusing on corporate needs but also addressing local country needs based on the statutory experience of the consultants. Due to all the new tax requirements provided by the tax authorities from Mexico, most of the companies that have operations here face with different challenges. I name some of the most important, like tax reports for account receivables and account payables, which includes the way the system needs to reconcile the deferred tax. This is one of the difference between other countries and Mexico, because some taxes needs to be reconciled during the transaction and other during the reconciliation process. Other big change that is mandatory for the companies is the way they have to deliver invoices to the customers. It's mandatory to send them as an electronic invoice with a digital stamp called CFDI, created by the third party authorized by the tax authority. The challenge is the integration of the ERP and the third-party systems, since there is information going back and forth in both systems. Also, additional setup has to be done. Additionally to this point, last year there was a new legislation in Mexico where it was required to do the same for invoice payments, which increased the complexity of this integration. For accounts payables has become obligatory also the validation of the invoice by a third party, which in case there is no a significant number of invoices received, it can be done manually. But in case there is a high volume, like in a shared service center, it is necessary to build the same integration we mentioned before. We know the fiscal authority will have always minimum changes, like for the catalogs, to name an example. But major changes are the account receivable receipt stamp functionality, planning to be effective on this year, as well as the accounts payable payments stamp validation, which is planning to be effective this year. There are some other legal requirements like legal reports for electronic accounting and other tax reports, but the important point to mention here is that ITC created a solution which handles all these points mentioned before, so you don't need to worry about extra developments and compliance with the legal authority.